Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. So today we are going to be taking a look at the Bitcoin charts and we're going to simply see where it might be headed, and we will cover both bullish and bearish scenarios as well, just to simply cover all of the different possibilities. And towards the end of the video, we will cover the overall macro structure of the overall altcoin market as well. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you are interested in trading and would like to try out the same crypto exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the the Blowfin exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. The best part about this exchange is KYC is not required, and they allow people from the United States to trade here as well. So that is very nice, and honestly, one of the biggest reasons why I switched over to the Blowfin exchange. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin here, you guys. On the daily chart here, first we're going to go ahead and cover the, a potential bullish scenario. Now, I am a levels trader, so I pretty much trade levels all the time. And what we can clearly see here is what I would like to think. I would like to think that Bitcoin is currently trading or trending here within a gigantic bullish flag right here, as you guys can clearly see with my blue trend lines here. Now, what I am noticing here is yesterday we had a pretty decent pump, and we can clearly see that it topped out right around here at this resistance zone of $66,830 or around that range. And as you guys can clearly see, the next daily candle started last night. The next daily candle kind of opened up here and kind of started to go down and started to correct itself, which makes kind of makes sense because you got to let the, the indicators reset on the smaller time frames and whatnot. So that kind of makes sense. But overall here in a bullish scenario, we want to end up, gaining enough momentum to break through this resistance level here, and then, get up to, this next area here of 67,900 and hopefully break through that one as well. Overall here, you guys, we got to keep looking at the levels here to be able to see the different strength and momentum at these various, support and resistance levels, because that pretty much tells us everything as far as, what could potentially be happening in the near future. All right. But the overall goal here is, hey, we want to gain enough momentum to go outside of this current zone that we're in here between 64,500 and 66,830. Right now, at this current time of me speaking right now, momentum and overall sentiment is pretty decent right now, to be honest with you. We are still within the greed section of the fear and greed index as well. And that can kind of mean a couple of things. Realistically, that means people are feeling good. That means people are feeling good about, where the market is currently going. And people are still holding, for the most part, anticipating for a big gigantic rise to the upside, which probably will eventually happen here sooner than later. But I have to go ahead and talk about the bearish possible scenario as well. Okay, so as far as a possible bearish scenario is concerned, guys, you can clearly see down here we've got a pretty large gap here that still needs to be filled. Now, gaps don't always get filled, but I like to show it just in case, because technically this is a zone that has not been filled yet, and we could end up dropping to this zone to get filled, which is right between 52,000 and 58,000 pretty much. All right, now, what could end up happening here if things do turn for the worst and turn bearish again? What could end up happening, obviously, is we're going to be looking for support here down at 64,500. If that breaks, we're going to be looking for support down here at 61.5. And if that breaks, we're going to be looking to this trend line, okay? The overall trend line of this whole entire bull flag structure here that we seem to have going on here. All right. But realistically here, what I could see happening if it does turn bearish is we will end up retesting here, and then we'll probably end up within here and probably bouncing off of the 61.5 level and probably trading here. If momentum isn't good enough to go upwards, we'll probably end up, dropping through this support level as well, and we will continue further down. But with the way things are right now and how well we have held above this 58,000 level. I realistically don't see that happening, but do not take my word for it. Obviously, I'm not a magician. I cannot see the future. Nobody can. I'm just providing a little bit of analysis here for you guys. So overall here, bullish scenario, you've got your levels. You can clearly see them. We need to break these levels in order to have enough momentum to, swing further higher up. All right. Overall here, if we do end up swinging further up and we do swing through all of these resistance zones, we want to look for a clear break above this, the top end here of this bullish bull flag structure here. All right. If that ends up happening, I mean, shit, to be honest with you, it's clear to the races, to be honest with you. Momentum will probably be much, much higher than it is now, and we could probably end up shooting much, much higher after that happens. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart real quick. With some indicators. So as we can clearly see on the 4-hour chart, here, let me go ahead and make this smaller so we can see more. But when we go ahead and look at the indicators on the smaller charts, we can clearly see I'm a big fan of Bollinger Bands. I love using Bollinger Bands. They're awesome. They're very, very predictable. As you guys can clearly see, we are in an uptrend right now, and every single time we are in an uptrend, usually it goes up to the top band, and then it goes back down to the moving average, and then bounces off, and then goes back up to the top band, and then goes back down to the moving average, and then goes back up, and we just form higher lows each and every single time. And that's usually what typically happens, all right, until there is another shift in momentum and we end up going back to the downside again, all right? So that is currently what I'm watching as far as, price action on Bitcoin as of right now. I am currently staring at the 4-hour chart pretty much, just, waiting for a larger uptrend to start happening out of this top band here on the Bollinger Bands, because that would be very nice and everybody wants to see the upside here. So that's currently what I'm looking at. Key level here is 66,830, and we want that to break, and we also want it to break over this top Bollinger Band here. All right. So again, keep in mind, I'm not a magician. I cannot tell you exactly what's going to happen here. All I can do is provide you guys with a little bit of analysis in both directions, both bullish and bearish, and you guys can take it from there. All right. So overall here, though, you guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the total market cap chart for altcoins. Okay, because I know there's some of you that that do like to trade altcoins and stuff like that. So when we're looking at the altcoin market cap chart here, we can clearly see we had a very, very big downtrend, obviously, with Bitcoin. We ended up holding support down here right at the $560 billion level, which was very, very nice, and we started to trend upwards again. Now, as you guys can clearly see here on the daily chart, within the Bollinger Bands here, we are riding right around the moving average here. So it's pretty much decision time for altcoins right now to decide, obviously, are we going to continue up higher, or are we going to bounce to the downside off of this moving average and drop again? All right. If we do end up dropping again, we will probably be looking for support right around this level here within the, let's see here, $596 billion range. And if that doesn't hold, we will be looking for support again down at the $559 billion range, all right? Now, if we do end up continuing higher with altcoins and it continues to break through this moving average and we end up clearing it clear as day, then we are going to be looking for the $733 billion range, all right? So it's important to keep an eye on these levels, because you can really, really see a lot as far as momentum and where the overall price direction is, will probably end up going, just simply based on these support and resistance zones by themselves, you guys. So before I go ahead and wrap up this video, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button down below the video, and leave me a comment below on your thoughts of where you think the price is going to go yourself. And with that said, guys, for those of you who watched this video, for those of you who watched the whole video, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my future videos. Thank you.